shadow. Sure. Up. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had an amazing week. Is that you, Sue? How you doing, my friend? Hope you can hear me clearly. Oof. Got a little bit of coffee jitter. Had like 3 cups. I was really tired this morning. Perfect. Yeah, we'll give people a minute or two to file in, and then we'll start discussing the dam challenge and maps. So, the theme was landing page, and I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of cool entries, some really interesting concepts that appeared. And not only that, they were impressive, most of these concepts. Organize my chat windows. For some reason TikTok froze, so I'm just refreshing it so I can see the chat. TikTok, I see you. Sorry about that. Anyway, I honestly was really impressed with all the entries. There were some really interesting concepts and ideas. Traditional landing pages, non-traditional landing pages. And this one here was just so fun. They even left a token with instructions of how to like use it as the main camera for the scene. So from this perspective, it actually looks very clean. This was made by Toaster, who goes by a different name on the workshop. Hold on. On Steam. Oh no. Hey Sack, how you doing, buddy? What you been up to, brother? Oh, okay. I just accidentally was on the wrong computer. Let's see. Looking for these. Getting the link for this, and it was made by oh, you know what? I'm not even gonna say that. Their name is something else. Anyway. Toaster, congratulations. Hey Mohammed, how you doing? Hey, see you, Geronimo. I really enjoyed your entry, by the way, so I'm just gonna say that while you're here. Thank you for your contribution. And yeah, congratulations, Chronicle Move. You totally aced this dam challenge, which means not only is your map the first one featured, primarily featured in the stream, giving you like 20-30 minutes of FaceTime, you'll be featured in the Cartomancer Chronicles, and you'll get a $10 Hero Forge gift card, which I just have to authorize one. I'll probably get it to you sometime by Monday at the latest. All right. Great. Hear that, you. Not bad, thanks you. I'm good. I've had kind of a busy and crazy week. I've been just doing like a lot of cleaning around the house. And picking things up and touching things up, and just like a lot of tasks that I've been kind of putting off because of Magic and the things following Magic. So getting that taken care of in my downtime, just personal house stuff. But that, caused me to throw out my back the other day. So I had to spend like the last 2 days kind of nursing my back, which kind of sucked. But I'm doing better now. A little bit better. I kind of just took it easy and seems to have kind of slipped back into place. So we good. Anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about this map. So, for those just tuning in wondering what you're watching, today's stream is called the Dam Challenge stream. We host a bi-weekly map making contest called the Dam Challenge, where every 2 weeks we showcase maps from a theme that we pick as a community during the stream. So the current theme was landing page. So for the last 2 weeks, our community has been challenged with making a map of any shape or size that is a landing page style map. The type of thing that would be like a loading screen for a video game, or in this case, a landing page for your campaign if it's a virtual tabletop or a TV tabletop. It's a setting piece that allows you to immerse your players in the world in a different way, so to speak, kind of giving a lot of different cues and information about the environment. This one here just looks like a very cool setting where it looks like someone's kind of treasure room and like personal kind of like hideaway, so to speak. But it's incredibly detailed, has lots of little minutia to it. What really sold me on this one was the lighting, I feel like, because it was just kind of capitalized in a lot of different ways. So, what can you tell us about this Chronicle? It is, Mohammed, isn't it? It's quite impressive. It's a very beautiful map. So, we're going to showcase entries from the Dam Challenge. This is the winner, which, is just a fantastic entry. And there will be quite a few more maps that we'll showcase before the end of the stream. So if any of you are curious to check out more landing pages or see some amazingly detailed, beautiful maps, make sure you stay tuned so you can catch views of those maps. Great. I'm going to drop the link for this. You won. You won. Congratulations. You indeed won. Let's take a closer look at the description. This is a small but pleasant lair of the main characters with a portal that leads to their adventures. Neat. Hey Renata, how you doing? Yeah, you won. Congratulations. Congratulations, Chronicle Move. It is this, landing pages are essentially dioramas. And that's, you've kind of captured a more kind of broad landing page. The aesthetic is essentially the same though. Some people did like the top-down table kind of view, others did more like a scene. And I view a landing page as a kind of just an immersion loading screen before you jump into your campaign. So something like this is perfect. You did a great job. Thank you everyone for congratulating them. We can't all win, but we can be winners, so I like it when everyone is, good sports. So thank you again for congratulating Chronicle Move on their win in the Dam Challenge. And I don't know if you heard what I said earlier, Chronicle Move. You won a $10 Hero Forge gift card. I just have to get it authorized and get it sent to you. So probably should get it by Monday, no later than Monday. Exactly. Seisu said it best. Landing pages, there are some that are kind of the atypical style, but for the most part, there really isn't a set law or rule that they have to be a certain way. You know what I mean? So we didn't really set that as something saying, hey, it has to be a top-down tabletop, one. And this is a great diorama loading screen type piece. So it's very beautiful. I appreciate it. I like it a lot. And as I said earlier, what really sold me on this map was the lighting. It just feels so it's a mood. We've got a good mix of oranges and purples. The portal, you got the good orange crystals, purple crystals, and then the actual force sphere that you put here really gives it a different feel than the traditional portal options. Yeah, Renetta, that makes sense. Kind of like, you know, in most video games, there'd be like a character is probably standing here and you pick one and then they go through the portal. It kind of gives off a like a Fable vibe too, to a degree. Just the way it's set up and designed. Yep, it is nice. It's very, very cool. Sip some water really quick. Sorry about that. Sometimes I just need a drink. I just noticed. Hey, Swedish cook. Hey, say Sue, can you get rid of? Yep, thank you. You knew what I was after. Appreciate that, kind sir. So we are live on an assortment of platforms right now. I just kind of wanted to make sure everyone knew. We are live on Twitch. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Steam. So we've people watching on a variety of different platforms, and I'm watching those chats in, you know, a few different places. So I look around. I might not see your chat immediately. If you do have questions, feedback, suggestions, concerns, maybe you want to know what you're looking at, or have, you know, maybe you need support with your current map or whatever. Feel free to chime in into chat and let me know, and I will do my best to answer you in a timely manner. But do remember to give me, you know, a reasonable amount of time to see your text, as I am reading, you know, 4 different screens at the moment's worth of text. You know, I see there's some light sources like hidden all over, like those. I definitely can see them. You're also using the bullseye lanterns, which are a great way to direct a light source. Swedish Cook, how you doing, my friend? We have over 5,000 now. Did we hit 5K? Wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Yep, 5,002. We have over 9,000 maps and 5,000 assets. That is crazy. And this is in addition to the stock assets, over 6,000 stock assets. So between the stock and the, you know, the community shared assets, we're up to over 11,000 total assets. And the assets on the workshop can be from any setting, not just fantasy. There are sci-fi, cyberpunk, Fallout, modern, you know, I've seen like anime and cultural stuff. So it's very easy, and there's animated, non-animated, there's an assortment of tokens, and all sorts of different stuff on the workshop. So basically, the workshop is a great way to add some diversity to your asset list and expand what options you have available. Maybe you want to make maps in slightly different settings, but using Dungeon Alchemist, this would allow you to do so. The assets don't interface with the AI or the object brush, but they do become available in the object panel when downloaded, or in the token panel, depending on the type. But a downloaded asset will have an icon like this on it. They also have a dedicated section, but as you download more and more, it gets kind of hard to browse that. So basically, I mean, you can search and find them by name. You can go to the category they may be in. So a lot of times, well, when someone uploads an asset, they have to give it at least one category. So more often than not, they'll end up in, you know, categories that make sense. So here's a bunch of wooden structures and wooden platforms. You need some more ideas for assets. Okay. Why not? Huh. Let me think on this for just give me 2 minutes to dwell on this, and I will come up with a suggestion at least. But yeah, Chronicle Move, who is watching on Twitch at the moment, is the creator of this map. They go by Toaster in our Discord. This map, I've just got to say, my friend, absolutely stunning, beautiful build. I am very impressed with it. Thank you so much for sharing it. I am almost positive with the asset importer you have to pick at least one category. I don't know. I could be wrong. Nah, maybe not. But yeah, I could be wrong. I thought it was, because the only way to like get it listed elsewhere is to pick a category, right? And it makes it easier to browse. I just assumed every single object had a category tied to it. Interesting. Oh, thank you for being such an awesome part of our community and for, entering the Damn Challenge. I believe this is your first win, right? So congrats on that. We shall watch your career with great interest. Let's take a closer look here. So we got some treasure. Magic oddities box there. Ooh. Like all the various, things. The statues are a nice touch, I'm not gonna lie. These just like maybe are defeated enemies or something. And all their like swag from various adventures. Oh no, Matt. Oh no. Honestly, every update we release, tons of new stuff is added, both things that were promised and things that we've added to our development cycle because of community feedback. Hey, Gem Knight, how you doing? Do it, do the roar. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be an interesting concept. So something like here, that it's like you touch it and that's where it opens the portal to. Oh, we got a raid popping in? I didn't even realize that. I am so sorry. Hey, my apologies. Raiders, how are you? Thank you. Oh, it is Gem Knight raiding with a party of 9. Much appreciated and a good days to use. Thank you very much for the love and the support. How was your stream today? I hope it was well. And how are all the raiders? Sorry, I am watching like a bunch of different screens and I don't have Twitch on default, and my notification for Streamlabs only just came through, like, as when I realized it. So, I apologize for that, but thank you so much. How are the raiders today? Appreciate it. What was the stream about today? Man, I see all these tiny light sources. Tiny light, tiny light, tiny light, tiny light, tiny light, tiny light. They're everywhere. First Descendant. Oh, isn't that like a free-to-play game? I feel like I've seen ads for it everywhere. Like on my Xbox and like pretty much every streaming service I use. It looks lovely. I think this map is so, like, it's tops. And even in top down, it looks really good if you get it at just the right position. Like, this here looks like an amazing top down setting. Like, this is so perfect for, you know. And you could just expand upon this and have their whole base out here, or have it be a separate scene. Steve M on TikTok asks, can you make multiple levels in a map? Yes, you can, but not with our AI currently. The AI can only do the first level. But anything above that, you have to do by hand. If you give me 1 second, I'll load up an example, actually. So I made this map on our Map Maker Monday stream over the last couple months. We wrapped up a couple of weeks ago. I unsubscribed from everything this morning, so I have to resubscribe to this. But Steve, how I built this was actually entirely by hand by stacking things on top of each other. A lot of objects in Dungeon Alchemist kind of snap together like Lego or blocks, you know? And so if you kind of unlock that, like, inner, like, you know, Tetris player, Lego, you know, block play user, whatever, all those different things, you can really start snapping stuff together and making some interesting multi-level structures. Evoxy, plenty of people in our community have replicated, you know, existing settings, including very popular ones. 1 second, we'll dive into that a little bit more, and I'll cover that. But, I mean, very popular maps and settings, are hundreds of them available in our Steam Workshop repository that have been shared. There may be a Sunless Citadel in there. If not, though, I mean, it's quite possible to make aspects of it. You may either have to break it up into scenes, like sections. I'm not 100% familiar with the Sunless Citadel, but, oh, there is one. Looks like someone made one. So there may be one that's already made that you can download and use, or you can make one yourself, most likely. So this tower I built over the course of like 1 or 2 hours a week for, you know, 2 months. And we worked on it every Monday for a couple of months on stream. And basically, it's called the Wizard's Respite, that's what I want to call it, at least. And it's a 4-level tower with like all these facilities and outside area, you know, a little farm and kind of herbal garden and a loo and a shed and a well, and then back here is a little escape hatch, an underground escape hatch, just in case he gets attacked or they get attacked. And this tower is designed to kind of be pulled apart in sections. This roof was a custom asset that my wife made. She's pretty skilled at 3D modeling, and I asked her to make this, and she did it custom for this 4th floor observatory. And I'm just going to grab that and tear it off really quick so we can look inside. So each of these floors is essentially every object, for the most part, on this level is stacked on this wood floor here. And I got that wood floor off the Steam Workshop. If you click Browse Assets under the Steam Workshop tab, there's a bunch of collections of assets. And this one was made by Swedish Cook, who is actually watching, well, it was at least, I don't know if they're here anymore, in Twitch. Sorry, my bad. And this is that collection of like round assets, walls, floors, spiral staircase pieces, different ones. And I kind of coordinated with him, and we worked together to test out these different floors and come up with different types of them. And ultimately, as I built this, he was providing me with like a new floor piece each level, and it worked out really well. So this top level is the observatory, and essentially I downloaded the floor, like I said, from the workshop, but this wall is a stock object under objects, structural, round constructions. There's a bunch of different ones here, flooring, walls, etc. And these were kind of the round wall options before we offered the ability to make round walls, as like, with the AI rooms. which is a very nice new development, but that only works for the first floor. Everything above that, you need to place the objects manually. So if you disable collisions, objects, when their collisions are disabled, can be scaled down and up almost infinitely. They can be raised up and down, and they can be placed close to each other without obstruction. So I use this to my advantage and essentially disable collisions and build everything on this floor and then raise it up to the height it needs to be. And I also took advantage of another mechanic in DA where there's snapping. Lots of objects snap. So I made sure that the base point of this tower was a snap point, and everything above it just snaps and centers really easily. I just need to raise it to the correct height, which you can do right here. By the way, Steve, on TikTok, there is a bunch of Curse of Strahd maps on the workshop. That is awesome, Eduardo. I'm so happy for you. When it's up on the workshop, will you let me know? I want to definitely take a closer dive into it. So let's put this roof back on, and I'll give you a tour of this tower. I have a token out here. Just gonna plop it inside. Go into the first person view by clicking the eyeball icon, which might take a second. Loads me in. This is the top level, the observatory, which has this beautiful conical spire roof, the massive telescope and a miniature spotting telescope on an outer ledge. The telescope peeks out through an opening in the roof, and there's actually a wire running up to the top of the roof and to a weather vane on top of it. So this wire merges into the wall. I put a switch there for fun, and now it charges and kind of helps power the mechanisms in this telescope when it needs to move. Here we have a cosmic star chart, which, you know, you can press play and you could have different images in it and it would look very cool. So I was going to put a star chart in, and I kind of forgot to do that, honestly. Been kind of busy with other projects like the giveaway we just announced. Has everyone checked out the giveaway that we have right now in our Discord? I announced it on like a bunch of different platforms, but the giveaway is being ran in our Discord, which is kind of how you participate in it. Give me 1 second, I'll grab a link for it. Oh, thank you, Seisu. Yeah, can you drop that in Steam, YouTube, all the usual suspects? In fact, I'm going to refresh the multi-stream chat to make sure YouTube is working. So, what we're doing for that giveaway is we're giving away 3 custom sets of dice. These dice were, and an actual like dice tray / map mat. So everything is Dungeon Alchemist themed. It's kind of neat. So the dice are either, you know, the Dungeon Alchemist colors, like green and gold for the most part, or a combination of clear green and gold. There's gold flake in the dice. There's one set that's just green, kind of transparent with gold flake and gold writing. You know what? I'll just play the video so you can see it. One moment. Where is my mouse? Where is my mouse? But if you're not a member of our Discord, hop in. You know, we have over 33,000 members in our Discord, and this giveaway is ran in there. You have to enter there. But it's pretty simple. You just click the enter icon, and it enters you. What you got here? That's fine. Second. Look at this. Oh, would you look at this? We got a baby boy. Look at this puppa. Let me get that video pulled up. Stand by. Okay. I don't know if the audio is coming through, but I'm hoping you're hearing it. If not, you can check out this video on our Discord, our YouTube, it's everywhere. But you can see the dice and what was in there. So, there is the dog. He's a dog. He's a This is Seymour, for anyone who hasn't met him. He's a bit of a celebrity on the stream. He shows up usually almost every stream and hangs out for just a little bit. He just got a bath, so he's a little cold. A little chilly. Looking at his mom right now. He's attached to the hip at her. He's usually like right now.
He's eating toast.
Oh, you were eating toast? Way to try and make this easy for me. There's no way I can... You're eating food. Love me, puppy. He's a good... You're a good boy. Here's a goops. Oh, it is a green towel, so the bars in it are like invisible. Say hi to everyone's... Oh, okay, here, you can take him. You can take him. Thank you. So, that giveaway, back to the information at hand, we're giving away 3 prizes. So 3 different dice sets, and the grand prize winner gets a glow-in-the-dark dice set that has little alembic vials inside, floating, glowing alembic vials inside the dice. It's pretty cool, like suspended in it. And there is, let me grab this actually. I have it all put away so my cat doesn't accidentally get on it or get a bunch of floof on it. Anyway, take a look at one of the sets. You can kind of see them. But what I was going to show you is this. This is a tavern, a Dungeon Alchemist tavern. And then on the other side is a Dungeon Alchemist like forest encounter. This creator, Geeky Tendencies, made like custom bolts of fabric with Dungeon Alchemist maps on it. So they made these maps, sent them off to a company to get bolts of fabric made, and then made these amazing double-sided mats / dice tray. So it kind of can turn into an impromptu dice tray if you needed to, but the winner will get this and the glow-in-the-dark dice set, and then the runner-ups will get the other 2 dice sets. We have one up, this one's green, so you can't really see it. Here's kind of a large chunk of that was kind of a bonus dice. You know what? Screen. Stand by. Test. Oh, there we go. My camera just like crashed and so did my mic. That was weird when I opened that. Let me refresh this. Hoping y'all can hear me. Hey, Orange Space Monkey, how you doing? Okay. Here is a big chunk dice. It's kind of a representation of the green set. It is a massive die. It was just my camera that crashed when I tried to open the filters. It and the mic, I thought, crashed for a second. But each dice set is like unique and cool, custom. This one's clear with gold flake and green writing. You can get a good close look at them in the videos that I post, or the video that I posted, but I just want to share them with you. But anyway, these are up for grabs, 3 different winners, and we'll pick, there'll be a winner, the winners will be drawn in like 12 days or so. So, make sure you stay tuned to the giveaway, make sure you enter, and you'll be notified via Discord if you win. Tungsten, in the future, we may consider something crazy like that. Like a really advanced custom set, but this is our first time doing a commissioned dice set like this. If, depending on the interest of this giveaway, we might pursue it more in the future. I do already kind of have our next giveaway planned at the moment. But that's neither here nor there. We'll discuss it, I guess, a little bit. You know what? I'll talk about it right now. I'll call now. Actually, let's do a tour of the tower. So we did the top floor, going down to the 3rd floor. We got a bath. This little ladder is navigable. You can go up and down through the hatch there, which I really enjoy. This room, a little bit of treasure, and just some of their, like, clothes and whoosy whatsits, thingamabobs. Just some of their magic items, gear, their puppies. See, there's Seymour from earlier here in this map. And a bed. Little wash table. Oh my goodness, that's insane. I don't know then, that might be a little bit outside of my budget for giveaways. Here we have the spiral center stair, which is a great centerpiece. And then this is the study slash, kind of workshop. So books and various, herbs and whatnot, chemicals to make potions and the like. Little reflection area to read. Matt, I did this by hand, so there's no AI support for multi-level. I made this entirely by hand to showcase how it is possible to do so using the tools available in DA. So I downloaded like this floor and this one here off of the workshop and essentially made each floor by hand, where this is the kind of the base level of it, and the walls are stacked on that, and all of the objects are stacked on the floor. So when you move the floor, it moves as one solid piece. And I just disabled collisions and raised up a new floor, raised up a new floor. I'll show you the exterior in just a moment, but this is a 4-story wizard's tower. Actually, technically 5-story if you count the hatch that goes to the basement. But here we have the hearth, kind of kitchen, food storage area. Yeah, I mean, the AI will make it much easier and streamline, which our next update will add the ability to do multi-level and roofs. It'll also have separate indoor and outdoor, like, ambient lighting. So the exterior light from the sun won't, leak in anywhere other than, like, windows. Okay. I mean, our next update is going to completely turn DA up on its side. Like, it's going to be so different. And by that I mean it's crazy. Each update just makes DA so drastically improved. You can do so much with it, and it's already incredibly full featured. But we just keep adding more and more and more. How you doing, Email? Welcome back. So as you can see here from the exterior, that is, if you count the escape hatch here in the back, this little tunnel there, which goes to, the hatch on the other side, is the basement, so to speak. Cellar, I guess. And you have the first floor, second, third, and then the observatory is the 4th. With that amazing spire roof. Like, this is on the workshop, by the way. Anyone can download this. I uploaded it and shared it so anyone could use it if they want. And just so you know, any of my assets on the workshop, you can use them in commercial projects, and I completely release them for that use. So if you happen to find an asset from Mac X 3D, then by all means download it and use it for your commercial projects. Yeah, the update, our next update, Fun with Objects, will add multi-level support with AI, and you can do the combination of round, diagonal rooms, multi-level, all this stuff. It's actually really cool from what I've seen so far. But for now, you do have the option to do it by hand, and I will show you kind of what I did here. So that's the roof, right? This here is the 4th floor, which everything for the most part except this exterior balcony is attached to that floor. It's stacked on it. And I did that intentionally so I could move it as a pull apart or just delete that whole floor really quickly. Remember, you can undo or redo in Dungeon Alchemist, so nothing is permanent. Plus, you can make saves and backup saves if you have the autosave mode on. You have lots of redundancy. But I did this intentionally so I could take off the roof, delete it, and then do floor 4, save as, export floor 3, save as, export floor 2, save as, export floor 1, and have them all separate levels that can be interacted with as scenes. If that makes sense. Thank you, Sack, for letting everyone know. Sack also says any of his assets can be used for commercial use. Same for Swedish Cook as well. I believe the same goes for several different artists, but, you know, it's also good that they're giving their permission right here so you can see. All right, let's get back to the damn challenge entries because I got a little sidetrack showing that off. So, winner was Toaster, i.e. Chronicle Move. Let's get back into checking some of these other ones out. So, I was really impressed with this one because it completely caught me off guard going into a sci-fi setting. And I really appreciated that someone took a different direction in that regard. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll start doing that in all my assets. I've never really considered doing that, so I'll probably just have like a little legalese paragraph at the bottom. You know, it'd be nice too if on the workshop we had an option to check that in our upload, and then it just added like an addendum to that at the bottom or something. But I don't think the workshop has an option for that in their settings, so it would have to be something kind of homebrew. Yeah, this one from DM was very, very cool. I mean, I just love that they took and made this pretty much entirely by hand with sci-fi assets from the workshop. Pretty much all of this is from the workshop. Almost all of it. I mean, I would say every inch of it, for the most part, here. So, they just went on the workshop, browsed assets, searched sci-fi, or found collections with sci-fi in them, which there are a few, to save you some time. But essentially, I mean, there's sci-fi, like, different assets. Here's some sci-fi floors. And these collections allow you to just download all the assets in them in one fell swoop, right? So anyone can make a collection of assets, by the way. Anyone with access to Steam can do this. I'll show you through the Steam, like, web browser. So when you're in the workshop, and this looks familiar because this is what the workshop looks like in the Steam app or in a web browser. Where it says browse here, you can browse collections. You can see the collections, and from here, click create collection. You can give it a title, give it a cover image, description, and put a bunch of objects together. So you can make a collection of maps, assets, both together, and essentially, I mean, pretty much have a collection of all your favorite downloads or collections of things that you think should be grouped together. Many of the collections are, in that case, things like statues, homes, all grouped together in a single collection, allowing you easier access and download for them all in an instant. You just click download and it does them all. Anyway, moving on. Back to the map. So this ship, I just thought was a stunning set piece, and ultimately this map just feels very great for like a Starfinder or something like that type setting. Do any of you play in a sci-fi setting? Would love to hear your feedback. Oh, I gotta fix that green screen. Sorry about that. Hey, oh my gosh, we got another raid. I didn't even notice that. I am so sorry. I think my notifications are muted. I gotta turn them up. I apologize so badly for that. RPG Rob Plays Games. Thank you for the raid. Get that green screen back on. Ordian, you play in a sci-fi setting? That's awesome. That's very cool. So one of my longtime friends, he hits me up, and he plays a lot of D&D 5e. He kind of got me into 5e. I'd played earlier versions of D&D, but never 5e. And he asks me, he goes, hey, I'm considering checking, I want to try like a sci-fi type, like tabletop RPG. And I was wondering if you would be interested. And I've been wanting to play with him for a while. And, I mean, it is on the workshop, right? DM, so anyone can really grab this. In fact, I could just drop a link for it right now. Or, in fact, Seisu could probably hook it up. I mean, it is a brilliant map, DM. You did an amazing job. Very scenic, like, stunning build. And the fact that you did this all by hand is great. So, he wants to try a system that's similar to 5e, but space. And I was like, you know, there is, like, Starfinder, right? And he goes, what's Starfinder? And I go, it's Pathfinder, but space. And I mean, Pathfinder is essentially just from what I hear, a better version of 5e. And I personally not played Pathfinder, but I started reading the books and kind of understanding it. I think the only thing I've done is like Kingmaker, like the video game. But yeah, I mean, there's like a Firefly tabletop RPG from what Seisu tells me. There's Star Wars ones. I mean, there's all sorts of different ones, right? And I mean, there's a Dune one, if I'm not mistaken. And this is just a perfect for pretty much a variety of different sci-fi settings, but this would work great in Starfinder. GURPS. Yeah, a lot of people enjoy GURPS. What does GURPS stand for? Do you wanna give me the... Is it an abbreviation for something, I'm assuming? Let me find the link to this map and share it. Okay. I'm going to start dropping it anywhere I can. Unfortunately... Here, I just got it. That one, Seisu. So if you could copy that and share it elsewhere. On YouTube and Steam. Oh, cool. That's actually very smart. I like that. That's a clean acronym. Coriolis. I honestly have not really looked into that. I've been looking at all the Starfinder stuff, both the new like playtest, the 2E stuff for them, and like the upgrade, and the original. I got it from the Humble Bundle, which is dope. It's in there right now. So taking advantage of that. I got like 51 books yesterday. Stand by one moment. I gotta check my air conditioner, make sure it's on. So I just turned my AC down because it was set a little higher than I'm comfortable with at the moment. And that'll help tremendously. My office starts to get kind of like it's really hot with all the screens and the lights and the computers. Anyway, this is a stunning build, and I love it when a creator pushes the like bounds of creativity of what you can do with Dungeon Alchemist, because a lot of people just at an initial glance, a surface glance, would be like, it can't do sci-fi stuff. But this is a prime example of how, yes, it can do sci-fi stuff, actually. But it does require a little bit more time, and especially, you got to take care and do it by hand, as was done here. It will not be automated through the AI for some time. Now, I will add to this with sci-fi that our devs have committed to Once we have delivered on all our, Kickstarter promises and leave early access, have said they would like to offer optional expansion packs for things like sci-fi, cyberpunk, modern, etc. And these would be, kind of a standalone expansion that you could purchase for a nominal fee, one-time fee of like say $20 to $30. And that expansion would include one major theme. So let's say cyberpunk in this example, several thousand assets, a few dozen room types, and a few dozen environmental biomes that are all added into the Dungeon Alchemist ecosystem, and essentially allows you to, and this isn't 100% confirmed, but this is how I'm kind of envisioning it based on what they've said, that, it would essentially just add all that functionality and assets and whatnot into DA, so you could use DA as the existing system, just have that in your asset pool available, which is pretty cool. Different room types that are just exclusive to that, that setting. Which right now the majority of it is mostly fantasy. There's some kind of stuff that would work for like steampunk, or maybe like early, like it'll work for Western, and also like kind of Victorian and Gothic and stuff. So you could do a lot of different settings for the most part within what's already available. Plus the workshop expands that. It's just, I love it. But for now, our amazing community of creators sharing sci-fi based assets and themes that aren't necessarily available in DA are really bridging the gap and helping allow, helping fill the gap while we, add our various expansions and commitments to our Kickstarter community. Hey, see you later, DM. Have a good one. Yeah, that bed is floating. I didn't notice that till you said it. That's really cool. You could turn off the floating or turn it on. Nice. It's a very cool build. I like it a lot. We need to move on to another map, though, so we're going to do that. Luckily, I preloaded all these earlier, so I've downloaded all the assets in them. We just need to open them. This is a very cool setting here. Hey, Ricky, how you doing, buddy? Welcome back. This was made by Sandora. And it looks like this is for their players, kind of like this might be their guild hall or whatever, but it looks like they're playing D&D, a tabletop game, in their landing page. That's pretty cool. They're probably playing, what is it? What is your version, Zach? There's like accounting and, or is it like banking and bookkeeping or something? Banks and bosses. Yeah, that's their version. What they play. It's really meta. Actually, no, we did pick a winner. There was we showed the winner first, and the winner was Chronicle Move or Toaster. They have a few different names, I guess, depending on where they're at. And it was a very cool portal room kind of diorama that was the winner. We're actually just going through all the different entries now, showcasing them. You got to learn how to collate. I really like this though because it just feels very like personal, especially with the custom images that are all kind of like a kind of drawing. Is this like an etching, like a charcoal etching almost is what it reminds me of. Looks very cool. Yeah, all of the follow-up maps are just simply entries that were amazing entries. Like, I like to showcase as many of the entries, if not all of them, if I can. But the first map we showcase on the stream is always the winner. The winner gets a $10 Hero Forge gift card. They get a little bit of recognition to kind of, flex some of their cartographer creativity over the various other entries, and their map is featured in our Cartomancer Chronicles, which will be the newest edition. The latest edition will be Monday. Yeah, it would be cool to have a fully immersive room that feels like you're in like a tavern or a cabin or something, or a castle, right? It is great, huh, Eric? Just immersive setting. But I love that, like, everybody's got their dice trays and their drinks and there's tokens. It looks like they're fighting a sphinx. This is neat. The GM screen's fun. Oh, that map is full. I need to add a new row, actually. Each row I add to the map adds 8 more. Probably after I've got a few videos I'm finalizing. I'm going to be uploading probably in the next couple of weeks. And once those are done, then I will get that map uploaded. I guess I could try and do it in my spare time today or tomorrow. Because most of my downtime, I've been kind of working on my house, just fixing stuff, cleaning stuff up. That, in the house during the day is about the only time I'll... Because I can't go outside. It's triple digits here still. It's so hot. So hot here. I'm baking like a toasted cheeser. Anyway, moving on. Beautiful landing page map. Nice little setting. Let's see if there is a description that can go with it. Welcome to the table, fellow adventurers. Have a seat and let us depart on our journey from this landing page. Very, very scenic. This one is interesting, as it feels like a loading screen, or like a kind of like a living, like, I don't know. It kind of reminds me of Gauntlet. I don't know if anyone ever played like Gauntlet 64. In Gauntlet 64, you would fight a massive dragon at the end, and the dragon, like, there was all this cover on the outside that you could get behind, but the rocks would slowly get destroyed, and you'd have to, like, beat it before you ran out of cover and could stop dodging it and ran out of life. Man, Gauntlet 64, that takes me back. It, as if you cannot imagine, it's on a Nintendo 64 game there. Which, kind of dates me a little bit, I guess. Don't worry. Eric, how you doing, brother? Hey, Jeremiah, how you doing? Hello from Las Vegas. How's Italy treating you this time of year? I love how, like, global our streams are. We just have people from everywhere, It's so great. So, as you can see in this map, it's, like, perfectly set up as this kind of dragon fight encounter. Kind of put you in the first person view. Let's do it with a token. It's pretty cool, right? You used to live in Vegas or in Italy? Hello from Egypt. Nice. We got them from all over. Let's figure out where everyone's from. Let's get a little representation. You could just say your, like, country of origin, or where you're watching from today. I'd just love to know what we're getting here. Kind of like, where's everyone viewing from? In 93, dang, it's changed a lot since then, I bet. Oh, I remember the original Gauntlet too, but yeah, I played it much later, as I was not born in 85, so. You were 3. Yeah, you're so much older than me, Zach. Hey, Highland Lass, how have you been? Welcome back. Grabnooks from Memphis, Swedish cook, home country of DA, Belgium. I did not know about that about you, actually. I guess the Swedish cook could be indicative of your region that you're from, too. Eduardo's from Brazil. Ja. I used to stream a lot of Battlefield back in the day, and they seem to have like a pretty solid Battlefield community in Brazil. And whenever they'd come in my stream, they would say that a lot. So been on holiday to the Highlands, 715 miles traveled, visiting friends and family. Thank you for converting it to miles for me, because if you would have said kilometers, I wouldn't have known. Oh, come on, y'all. Highland Lass, come on. Please don't let me make you feel old. We're just talking about, you know, when I was not born. How was your trip? You use miles there? Good. Good. I think this is a neat idea for a map, though. Definitely feels like you're in the battle, right? This animated asset is on the workshop, by the way. You can find it. Just search Dragon Animated. Should find it. Did you get some R&R? Or were you busy the whole trip? Y'all are really gonna love this one. From Geronimo. Good. I'm glad you got some rest and relaxation. Not only did he set up the landing page, but he really just kind of decorated the whole rest of the map to make it more immersive. So it's like, it's set in that, you know. Let me drop a token in to show you what I mean. Just everywhere you look through this feels like it's part of the setting, if you happen to catch a glimpse on the other side, right? But quest brief, treasure, loot, a map. I really like all the various aspects, the skulls, the jars. Geronimo really goes out of his way to kind of just decorate everything and kind of make it incredibly immersive. Even using the bone flooring with all the bone in between. Very cool. Let's see. Walk through into the gates of hell, I guess. You know, a podcast room would be tricky, but possible. I mean, do you want it to feel like you have kind of tech gear in there? But just mostly like steampunkish type gear? Or did you want it to feel like it's an office, like a study? I like that image, though. Very cool. Like I said, there was a lot of good entries. Gotcha. So you want to make it a fantasy podcast room. Interesting. I've been wanting to do like a broadcast type room in DA. Cartographer has one. I don't know if they're here right now. They might be lurking. But Cartographer, when they stream, they actually, here on Twitch, they will have a room that is essentially made in Dungeon Alchemist, and it looks like they're sitting in like at a desk or at a chair, if I'm not mistaken. So how I wanted to do this is I would decorate what is like a study, right? And I'm going to be essentially it's going to be kind of tricky, but the study will have a desk and kind of shelves behind it full of books and trinkets and stuff. And I will be sat behind the desk and the trinkets will be behind me. So the desk would be in front of me. And how I want to pull this off is essentially once you have the map made and you look at it from the disposition of how you want to export it, say it was like this, you would record this from the token or cinematic camera mode for, say, 30 seconds, right? That gives you a good number to work with. Then you would take that and essentially split it into two pieces. You could do that either through like free software or like websites online that offer video editing or trimming, cropping, etc. Or, so you essentially crop off the top half and crop off the bottom half. So you have two separate videos that are like, one is the top half and the other is the bottom half. And the bottom half would be everything from the desk down. Top half would be everything from the desk up. So you see like the study behind, and I would put my camera as a layer in between those two. So essentially my camera would be sandwiched in between it. Kind of like in Photoshop, how you have different layers, or, even like a layer of a sandwich, if you're not familiar with Photoshop. I'd be the meat in between all the layers of bread. Anyway. Oh man, I mean, there's a lot of cool assets you could use that could work in that setting. I would check out, like, the utility stuff, the craft stuff. There is, I mean, all sorts of stuff that is like under the engineering set particularly that could probably work well. Like this could be a mic potentially if you downsized it. It just looks like a mic, and you could even connect current to it. So you could have like current like this. Something interesting like that on the side. There's a lot of different items that are under engineering that could fit in like a kind of a recording room or a stream room type setup. The projector, you could have an image like with your logo in it on the wall, and like, just different stuff like that. Because I have all this stuff from the workshop right now, I mean, there's sci-fi terminals for days. I mean, if you want to go that route, you could. Honestly, just looking at some of the engineering stuff, I would definitely take a closer look. A mic could be a sending stone. That's hilarious. You'd have to find it. I mean, I guess you could just make a custom sending stone. You could also have just like little things around the office, like decorations. The crystal ball thing is smart, though. That's hilarious. I love that. I just kind of imagine it like a radio studio or a podcast setup where you actually see them, Oh, that's smart, Eduardo. I wonder if anyone's ever uploaded them. I know that, like, there is official art for sending stones where they have, like, faces on them, right? All right, moving on to the next map. Let's take a look at Eduardo's map. Because Eduardo is here so he can share with us. How can you import your own minis, Angel? You would use the asset importer, as Seisu just said. So Angel over on YouTube is asking, how can I import my own character minis? There's actually several ways, 2 ways. One is the asset importer, which we have a wiki page that kind of goes in depth on that. Seisu, can you guide them to that wiki page? The asset importer is very in depth in what it can do. It allows you to import custom 3D models that are either STL, FBX, or GLB/GLTF files. So 3 different types of files. STL are usually like a flat gray, kind of like a blank token, which are great and kind of have that token kind of feel that hasn't been painted. Alternatively, when you import a blank gray asset, so let me give you an idea of one I have here. This snail shell, I have two types of the same one. There is the, oh, gotta turn off collisions because there's a ton going on here. And let's do the sandstone one. So the sandstone one has nice intricate detail and color, whereas the regular STL one is more like a 3D print, just kind of a flat gray. But they have a set of filters, so you can go through and change them to different colors. This is cool because if it's like a player character's token, you can use these colors as like indications of status. Are they poisoned? Are they on fire? You know, different things like that. Maybe they're paralyzed, etc. So that's a good kind of neat way to utilize that. A creator in our community actually just uploaded a bunch of slimes and left them flat gray, and then they come with like 12, 15 different colors for slime instead of just uploading hundreds of different colors one at a time. So it's a good way to kind of circumvent that. So you have full color, you can do animated and flat models. When they're imported as a token, if you designate them when you're importing them as a token, which you can do, they will essentially show up like these. So this is a token that my wife made, and it's kind of it's representative of our mascot Hendrik. So any token can go into first person mode and walk around the map. So kind of checking out this map, lovely little backdrop with the cemetery back there and the settings here with you know, the rough cobblestone and the wanted board. Looks interesting. I'm assuming this here is just a kind of run down old tavern, or maybe a saloon, or like a, you know, maybe a, sorry, like an inn or something, maybe a both. No worries, take your time, Seisu. Can you share that on YouTube as well? Thank you. Yep, you did. We're good. Much appreciated. Angel, that documentation there is an in-depth guide to how to import 3D models into DA. But let's say you don't have a whole lot of experience with, you know, making 3D models or sourcing them online. We also have Hero Forge integration, which Hero Forge is very straightforward to make tokens. If you make a token on Hero Forge and export it as a 3D digital, not 3D print, 3D digital, then you can link your Hero Forge account to your DA. There's a linking process, which if your account isn't linked, there's like a little walkthrough. There's an instruction link here you can click, and it guides you through the process. Also on our wiki as well, and there's a video about it on our YouTube. But basically, any tokens you've gotten through their monthly packs as a pro member, or tokens you purchased as 3D digital minis, like here's a custom token I made. Here it was a changeling artificer I had in a campaign. I've also made the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. To use in a Hocus Pocus build that myself and Sack collabed on about a year and a half ago. So you can make custom tokens with Hero Forge, link them to your account, and get them over that way. So if you don't really have any 3D modeling experience or skills, or don't want to try and learn that, you can use Hero Forge, which is a little bit more straightforward. It's all web-based. Alternatively, if you do have the ability to use something like Thingiverse, or Tinkercad or Blender, or to source models from websites like Sketchfab or Thingiverse, or maybe you've supported Humble Bundles or Patreon accounts and have access to an assortment of tokens already, you can import those. Thank you. Yeah, I actually really enjoy Hero Forge. I feel pretty good with it, like confident in what I can do. This token here I made for my wife. She was a Harangan cleric, and this was a build we made for her. But anyway, tokens, anything that's designated as a token in DA, you can click the eyeball icon, which I call the icon, and go into first person mode and then check out, maps from a first person view. You can jump, you can sprint, you can record and take screenshots in this mode. And the cool thing about it is they're really great immersive set pieces to, either record a setting from your player's perspective or even stream the first person view to your players over like Discord or Zoom, etc. So you have the top down view, and then giving them the first person view is really a great immersion tool. A lot of people ask me how to utilize this first person effectively, and honestly, it's kind of an open-ended tool. It's designed to give you ways to kind of get better, perspectives, screenshots, recordings, etc. of your maps. But the first person and cinematic cameras have been used ways that I have never even anticipated. The cinematic camera, which is up here in the corner, if you click it, it's like a drone. You can fly around and go up, go down, go speedy. So you could zip through a map like this for like an immersive walk, cut through shot, chase scene. I also love this use case. A user in our community, a DM, said, hey, my player has a familiar that flies, and pretty much anytime we have a map that's outdoor or has enough room for flying, they'll ask if there's time for their familiar to investigate and fly by, and so they'll do something like this over the map, and then they send that to that player. They kind of have it pre-ready, pre-made and recorded. Anyway. Oh, no, it's fine. I know there's more to it. I noticed that you kind of set this back here to feel like it's kind of getting further and further away. Wasn't that the intention with the kind of smaller graves at the edge here? They kind of seem like they got smaller and smaller as you got further away. But yeah, I mean, let's say they have a mouse familiar or a rat or something, a spider. You can kind of walk through the area on the ground like this and record it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got it. It is forced perspective for sure. I definitely and realized what you were putting down, my friend. And I loved it, in fact. Great use of the eyes in the tree. The glowing eyes make it creepy. But like from here, you could see essentially that it feels like a very distant, far, cemetery that just never ends and is foggy, or you can't see through the fog, which is very cool. Absolutely love it. Like this here gives you a good kind of peek over the fence, good angle of the corner, the light, all the art you want that I'm assuming you're drawing attention to in the various setting pieces. No, it's a brilliant build. I liked it a lot. I really like the cobble because you definitely put all this down by hand. Every single piece is laid individually into the ground, which probably took forever. It's not like you could brush this really easily. I like the little dips there with the... I couldn't tell if that was a footprint or if it was just, just a puddle from a pothole. Kind of reminded me of Jurassic Park a little bit. Stop putting the undead to do your watch, Jeff. If I catch you drinking yourself to sleep on the graves again, I'll tell the boss. Smart. And I'm assuming these are your players. They're wanted, right? All sorts of stuff. Someone's sleeping on the grave. Oh, yeah, that's where he's sleeping. That's funny. That's cool. Very cool. Very good way to, I'm sure, immerse them and make them feel even more like they're part of this world. Their images, expressed images in a like a wanted poster, is a very, very powerful tool for immersion. I mean, this could be anywhere in their campaign. You could do this all over the place, and it really reflects, that people are after them. It may make it harder for them to get business or work with certain people or even get a night at the inn, depending on where they're at in town or their connections, I think that's really cool. And also, it's kind of like, oops, the consequences of my actions. They could be wanted for being bad. They could have had some shenanigans, murder hobo shenanigans, stolen some stuff. I don't want to assume. They also could be framed. Or someone who wants them captured because they don't like all the good things they're doing. Who knows? You know, because it's interfering with their operations. Only Eduardo knows. Beautiful map, my friend. Really like the fences, the force perspective, everything. You really nailed it. Let's read it real quick. While searching for a missing artifact, the party inadvertently finds many undead and a secret entry that leads to catacombs under the local graveyard. Little did they know that the caretakers are, in fact, a thieves' guild dabbling with necromancy. Very cool. Very cool. By the way, this was the winner for anyone who wasn't here earlier. Adventures Await. I just thought this was such an immersive, the lighting was so brilliant. If there's time, we'll look at it again before the end. But let's make sure we check every map before we do that. So, pretty sure this is actually the last one. Cool. There was a player that would do that, right? And they'd make the disguise self spell their clothes because they were too lazy to carry around and clean their clothes and like. But then this one time they went through an anti-magic field. And as you can imagine, that you know, caused them to be instantly, you know, no longer clothed. Plus, anyone with true sight could just see right through it. But yeah, I do love the disguise self spell. Or being a changeling with some shift weave is pretty cool. Honestly, I think changeling is one of the most cool, like, interesting races in 5e. They do have some major limitations compared to other races, but at the same time, it allows you to kind of imitate almost anyone. And if you're like a thief or doing an intrigue campaign or maybe an assassin or something, it could be kind of cool. Heck, even someone who just like wants to shift their identity a lot. Oh yeah, the disguise kit's very fun. Vacation chills. It reminds me of Sea of Thieves a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But it's like you could see into the vast emptiness. Forever banned to you? Yeah, I could see friends having some shenanigans, but honestly, like, I am so, like, against DMs that like to just super limit their players and, like, everything that creative they come up with, they have to counter it in some way. It's not my jam. Yeah, cartographer, it is. Very good entry. Really liked it. Nice immersive set piece. This map is quite large. It's 100 by 100, if I'm not mistaken. I will be honest, though, there is ways to get, like, a horizon pretty easily nowadays. Kind of even a simpler way. Yeah, I think it's cool how you did it, though. There are some objects on the workshop that are great for this kind of thing, just really quickly on a side note. So our friend Asmodeus, or Dallas RT as you may know him on the workshop, has uploaded a few skyboxes. And the skyboxes are a great way to kind of just add a quick dome to your map to give it that kind of Truman Show type feel. Man, it's taking a moment to download. The workshop must be having some hiccups at the moment. But, I mean, something like this, place it, disable collisions, maybe expand it a little bit. Oops. Problem is, if you lose that collider, you're like up a creek. And I could scoot it further back or whatever, but you get the idea. I really enjoyed this map a lot. You put a lot of details into the the little art and the master map over here. I like this a lot. Fair enough. I mean, Wardian, you know your DM better than me, so. And you know yourself better than me, so, I mean, if it's gonna be, if you're gonna abuse the heck out of it, then yeah, sure, probably. I bet it is like, a good overworld map. I mean, it's got a bunch of different areas on it. How big is this map here? Ah, gotcha. Pirate ship. Well, I don't know if this is to scale per se, but the ship, I mean, you got like the villa. That's a pretty big, private, I'm assuming, estate. The sacred site. Cool. The grand entry, so I'm assuming to like a volcano or to a cave system, and the observatory. Nice. This is cool. Very cool. What's this island called? But yeah, this has like straight up Sea of Thieves vibes. You really did a good job. Ah, you can't release its name yet? Fair enough. Fair enough. Speaking of releasing information, I've got some cool info for y'all. We talked about the giveaway earlier, which I'm sure if you are in our Discord you've seen, but just a reminder for anyone who is not, we are hosting a massive giveaway where we'll have 3 winners, 3 different prizes, and the winners will receive a custom commissioned Dungeon Alchemist themed dice set. The grand prize winner their dice set actually is glow in the dark, has little suspended Dungeon Alchemist like vials inside that glow green, and they'll get a custom dice tray. Yeah, Renetta, you can download it on the workshop. Just type Skybox in the workshop. So if you go to assets. Oops. There's a couple in here. So there's 3 different dice sets up for grabs. Each of them are Dungeon Alchemist themed. I commissioned Chaos Pixie to make the dice sets. And then the dice tray / double-sided map, like encounter, as a Dungeon Alchemist little tavern, and on the other side, like a forest with a road. These were made by Geeky Tendencies. Well, this one was made by Geeky Tendencies, and she sells them on her website, but this one here will be for the grand prize winner. Yep. Moving on from that. But, and that giveaway is being hosted in our Discord right now, so if you're not a member of our Discord, I highly recommend you check it out. Seisu, could you just drop the link for our Discord or the link for the giveaway, either or? Moving on from that, though, I have some very cool information to share with our community. A few months ago, before Magic launched, I polled our community to ask, if we ever did like a cool merch campaign to get a custom Dungeon Alchemist themed plushie. If any of you would be interested, and we put up a vote between two different possibilities. Hendrik, who is our, the main kind of cheerleader and representation of our brand. He's on the load screen. He's all over the place. Hendrik of the Pits is his name, and he's actually a character in the lead dev and the creators of DA, their Pathfinder game. He's a character in their ongoing campaign. So the other character would be Elisa, the kind of creepy puppet that we have, the doll. So it was between Elisa and Hendrik. Now these aren't actual representations of the of what they would be in the the plush. But we've now kind of officially gone into the kind of winding down stages of the makeship campaign for Hendrik of the Pits. So I put up this poll a few months ago. Hendrik won like 2-1 votes. So the devs kind of put together, our artist team put together some renders of what they kind of assume Hendrik would look like. And they submitted it to Makeship, and our petition starts in just under 16 days. So, really quickly, let me grab some other art for this to show it off. So, again, artist rendering, not a true accurate representation. We're hoping it'll be close to this, and it kind of has like a fuzzy looking texture on it to give it that representation. Here we have, side view, front view, back view. Yeah, he's a cutie. And with any luck, it'll be pretty close to this. We've never done a makeship campaign, but quite a few people, use it, including companies we've worked with, like One for All, the company, Deerstalker, etc. They've done a few makeship campaigns and had pretty good success with them. But ultimately, this will be a great way to get a little piece of Dungeon Alchemist, merch that's going to be limited. With that in mind, I actually have already gotten approval to order a few extras so I can save them for future giveaways, because I know not everyone may be able to participate or be in a position financially to participate in this, based on, any number of reasons. So this is by no means required by anyone in the community to participate. It's just a fun, way to get access to some, like, a cool piece of Dungeon Alchemist history. With that in mind, here, I'll drop the link in Twitch, and then you can drop it elsewhere for me, Seisu, please. So y'all can check that out. If you go to the page there at the bottom, you can actually put in your email and hit subscribe, and you'll get a notification, like an email, when it becomes live, just in case. Or you can, put a reminder in your phone. We'll probably post about this a few times as we get closer. So when it launches, you essentially put down a pledge, and the pledge is $2, and that means that you'll be okay with being charged the remainder when the product launches. If the petition fails, you get a refund. So essentially, if we don't hit the goal, if there's not enough interest, the campaign will roll up with no harm, no foul kind of situation. Okay. Back to the maps. But the skybox that I had earlier, it's a dome, and I just put it on the map. I didn't even have to make it any larger than it was. This probably could have worked. But it is nice to extend it past the sea a bit so the horizon feels further out. So you can always make it larger if you want to, but it's optional. Again, cartographer, I'm just kind of showing everyone else this, not necessarily saying your map is lacking that. I was just showing an option. I think the solution you had with the clouds and the extended map, making the horizon, is a very smart way to approach it. Okay. Man, okay, so right now, Twitch says we have 22 viewers, right? So I appreciate all the support, very much so. And then if you jump over to Steam right now, it says we have 33 viewers. That's insane cool. By the way, Steam viewers or Twitch viewers, anyone, if you have a question, need support, have feedback or suggestions for the dev team, please feel free to let us know in chat, and I will do my best to address your concerns or provide live support. I know on Steam the chat isn't up by default. You usually have to click Show Chat, which is below the stream window. So if you are interested in asking questions or trying to understand what you're watching, or have inquiries about Dungeon Alchemist in general, feel free to let me know, and I will do my best to assist. I'm watching chats right now on all major platforms. We have Twitch, we have YouTube, we have TikTok, Facebook, and of course Steam, and actually Twitter too. So if anyone has any questions anywhere, feel free to let me know, and I'll do my best to help. I really like this. It's a fantastic build. Cartographer, again, thank you for sharing. Much appreciated. The basket is a nice touch. Oh, let's go back to the winner so we could take another look at it. I'm pretty sure we've looked at all of them now. Okay, so yes, 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 yes. That's all of them. Okay, I want to make sure. I just want to remind everyone that makeshift campaign for the plushie that we were just showing, that hasn't started yet. It's in the countdown phase, so it's a couple weeks away still. But regardless, I just wanted to make sure you were informed of it, knew about it, so you can keep an eye on it. This is a just phenomenal build. Chronicle Move really knocked it out of the park with this. So it's essentially a diorama of like their player's home base with like a portal attached to it that they probably use as sort of like a save mechanism to kind of rest in between their adventures. It would probably work really good for like a West Marches style campaign where the base is kind of everyone hides out there or rests in between, and then you go through the portal in between. So like the portal is like a like a save point when you get back, and then everyone's kind of at the tavern slash inn where they hang out and vibe and plan their next quest, and then everyone else is either out on a quest. But that's a good way to have like several play groups or quite a large group of players on your table. Yes. Yes. It's just the one word. I don't need the script. Yes. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. It's Matt Berry and Toast of London. It's half cat place. Funny. Honestly, yeah, I mean, this could be used in a lot of different aspects. It's a great setting. I mean, you could first find this place by, attacking and like searching and hunting down a big bad until you find a way through their portal system into it, right? Through like interrogation or investigation and tracking them down. And then once you beat that boss, that arc boss, this becomes their like home base where they can use it as a base of operations to teleport between the nodes that they've discovered, at least. There's a bowl where? I'm looking. Like this? This bowl? Very cool, though. Very, very beautiful map. I think you did a great job on it. Got you. By these bars is what you meant, huh? Cool. Very awesome. Again, congratulations, Chronicle Move. I see it. There's a lot of lights. Lots of lights. Oh man, that is a huge lantern. Now I get what you're saying. Massive lantern. That's kind of cool. I did not realize that was a huge thing until you pointed that out. But it's so dark in the map. You barely even notice it. That's cool. That is quite the lantern, my friend. That's that big light behind it, huh? That makes sense. I'm surprised I'm not like bursting into flames from all the magnification of the bullseye lantern. Very cool. How long would you say it took you to make this Chronicle? Like, if you had to guess. Like, how many hours, you think? Oh, 4 hours? Not bad. Very reasonable. I enjoy it a lot. You collected it? What do you mean by that? It definitely gave off like a mist or something vibe, you know? But yeah, you submitted it on time there, so that's no worries. But I'll definitely reach out to you in the next few days, next couple of days to get you your prize. Yeah, we need to come up with a new theme, don't we? We got 10 minutes left in the stream. Let's talk about it. So, the current theme was landing page, right? Which was a great success. I think we got a lot of cool entries and unique ideas and designs out of it. Let's see here. I'm open to suggestions. We could kind of leave it to the forum. Doom and gloom, interesting concept. We also could do. I always like to have a broad theme that like kind of strikes a like as big of a a chord as possible, I guess, if you will. So it's allows the users that or the community members who decide to enter as much creative freedom as possible. You know, you can kind of just make whatever within that aesthetic or theme. And I give a lot of creative freedom with that usually. 1 to 2 words is usually like the best in my opinion because it's kind of open-ended, doesn't have a lot of depth to what it should be versus just kind of gives you more freedom to do so. We actually did a magic themed dam challenge recently as well. So I think it would probably be a good idea to not do that. Before landing page, I believe it was magic. So let's do... Battleground sounds interesting. Wood fights back. I'm not sure what I think about that one, Stacey. I'm having a hard time. Oh, it was. Okay, so we did tiny houses and then magic before that. That's right, random ladybird. Thank you. I forget. So let's say the next theme will be I do like battleground that's open. You know, it could be anywhere from like, you know, the front of a castle or a fort or a big open field. You know, it could be in the ocean. It could be anywhere where you happen to be fighting. So you know, that's an interesting concept. I'm open to that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that is more like the sea. Blockade could be interesting too. You know what I mean? I kind of like the vein of thought we're following here. Um, we still have about 10 minutes to decide on. Oh, hey, Dragon's Tavern Live. Thank you for the follow. And Renetta, thank you for the follow earlier as well, too. Much appreciated. Abandoned Village. Interesting. Ghost Town? Something like that? Interesting concept. Hmm. Yeah, I think Battleground is the way to go. Um, it's very broad. It's a simple single word that, you know, essentially sets it up for any number of fights, from small like one-on-one to massive, you know, battles, engagements. You know, it could be a siege, it could be you know, a town that is now destroyed and ruined after a battle. It could be any number of things. So I think Battleground leaves it the most open-ended, and I feel like that is a good suggestion. We'll go with that. Okay, Wardian, thank you for that. Battleground, I like. Oh, so I love a theme that's like as open ended as possible, because, and remember, these challenges, it's not like, unless we give very specific rules on like the size of the map, right, or a theme that's kind of sized. I really don't really have many rules for the map. Just keep it family friendly for the most part, you know, because we're a family friendly community, and make sure you submit your entry on time to the Damn Challenge Discord channel. There's some rules pinned at the top that must be followed for your entry to be considered. So make sure you follow those rules. Otherwise, I mean, it's just a fun kind of bi-weekly map making contest where you can flex your map making muscle against others in the community. And if you win, you get a $10 Hero Forge gift card. So essentially a free token or two on us. Otherwise, it's, you know, it's a great way to experiment with your building, because it allows you to do themes that you may not have considered for your own campaign. You know, a lot of people making these landing pages, I'm sure it was their first attempt at even trying one. So it allows you to kind of branch out of your comfort zone or try new things, while also, you know, having some friendly competition. I really do appreciate any and all community engagement when it comes to the Damn Challenge, both in participating and watching the Damn Challenge and submitting maps. I know not everyone has time to enter every 2 weeks, as it's an ongoing contest. The point of that is to allow you to enter when it's most convenient for you. And giving you 2 weeks to enter gives you a lot of time to think about, plan, and make your map. So, at the end of the day, you know, if you are considering participating, make sure you check out the Damn Challenge Discord channel. Make sure you read the rules, and make sure you have fun with it. Don't like put tons and tons of hours into it. You know, 4 to, you know, like 10, 15 hours probably is the ideal like pocket zone. And I'm not saying anyone who spends more time is doing anything wrong. In fact, the more power to you if you want to put time to that map. Ultimately, I just don't want you to spend too much time on a map that you may not even use in your campaigns. That's the other reason we try to pick like broad stroke themes that'll cover a lot of different aspects so more people can use them in their day-to-day, like their weekly campaigns or whatever they're currently running. Thanks again, Wardian, for that suggestion. Oh my gosh, so I was in a one-shot like a week and a half ago. I've talked about it a little bit on the streams, but I wanted to tell everyone that I had like 31 AC. It was insane. I could barely get touched. Like just only saving throws, essentially. Oh, and I also had adamantine armor, so crits were just normal damage, not double damage. So basically, the only thing that could hit me was crits between from like, 20 to 31. So I was an armored artificer, which the armorer artificer gets an infusion called enhanced defense. Enhanced defense is +1 to any armor set or +2 after level 10. It was a level 16 one shot. Excuse me. So I bought us it because we had a little bit of spending money to shop before the campaign or the one shot because it was a one shot. I bought adamantine plate, which was 18 by default, and and denies crit damage, so they only just do the base damage. And then I added +2 with my with my infusion, right? So that puts me up to a tight 20 with no crits before anything else, right? And then I had a +3 shield, right? So more, there's 5 more, right? Oh no, it was 30. Okay, so let's see. And then I had shield. So I had as part of my background, I had a half feat that let me take a spell from another spell list. So I took shield from the wizard spell list. And shield allows you to get that +5, right? So that puts me up to 30. And then I also had the option to do Shield of Faith on me because we had a cleric in the group. Sorry, there was like a fat fur on my face. So essentially, I was basically 30 constantly. And because we had some prep time and some budget, I made a bunch of shield scrolls. And so I was pretty stacked. It was really hard to hit me. I enjoyed it a lot. Let's just say that. Hey, Rafal Shelpa on Facebook. Thank you for the like, my friend. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. So, between the fact that I'm wearing like crazy good heavy armor that was adamantine and I had a +3 shield and all that stuff. No, adamantine in that campaign setting was not considered magical. So he didn't consider silver or adamantine to be magical armor or like a weapon. So I was, I also went up higher than that and I just remembered how. So, I also had the Defender Longsword, so I could go +3 above that, so to 33. So my adamantine plate that I purchased as part of my, just base gear, I infused for +2, which the infusions allow you to infuse any armor. And I also made that armor as my armorer set, so it had all the armorer benefits of being, I took the Defender stance, actually. No, I took Infiltrator. So I had, no disadvantage on stealth checks. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. But ultimately, yeah, after I had the Defender Longsword, too, in one hand, if I needed that, I could do +3 to my defense. So up to 33 or 35 if I had Shield of Faith on. So it was pretty stacked. It was really hard to hit me. Honestly, I agree with that DM that adamantine shouldn't be considered magical. It is just a metal. You know, mithril, adamantine, silver, they're just metals, right? Yeah, it is. In my opinion, I don't consider it magical. Like, it has a neat ability, but it isn't magical. Just like you silver a weapon and then it can work against, lycanthropes, or you can wear mithril and it's a lighter weight metal. It's just a special metal, in my opinion. And so them allowing me to infuse adamantine plate was like huge. Oh, I also had an all-purpose tool, and I took Eldritch Blast. So I was an artificer with Eldritch Blast. I was making myself feel like an Iron Man character, where I just had like all these different Iron Man abilities, Eldritch Blast, Firebolt. Oh, I could shock people. I could do all. Oh, it was so fun. I was having a lot of fun with it. Anyway, I kicked a lot of butt. I was tanking the front line as the artificer and just didn't even get scratched. I didn't even get touched. The one time they almost got me, I used my Flash of Genius bonus to get the +5 and succeed. So they didn't touch me. All right, everyone. It is now 2 o'clock Pacific time. That means it is time to wrap up. I just got to say, we had some really cool entries in the Dam Challenge this last time. Thank you again to everyone that participated in the landing page Dam Challenge. If you did participate, thank you so much. And take your hand, pat yourself on the back, because you did mad good. Very good props. Thank you again to everyone participated. And to Chronicle Move, congratulations on your win with this stunning map. I will reach out to you by Monday at the latest with your Hero Forge gift card, okay? In the interim, take the weekend to think about your entry if you're considering re-entering or entering this next one, which will be Battleground. In fact, I'm going to change that. Yeah, Battleground, that works. So if you are interested in participating, use Battleground as inspiration, make a map of any shape or size, submit it to the Dam Challenge channel before the due date, which by Monday I will post the upcoming information for the new Dam Challenge, the due dates, all that stuff. So you take the weekend to think about it. On Monday, when all the information's available, you can start submitting your entries, okay? And you have between now and 2 weeks from now, like the Friday before, basically. Here, let me just look at the calendar. It will be till the 16th at midnight in your time zone that you can enter, okay? So you have 2 weeks to kind of think about it and work on it, so no rush. I appreciate you all. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you for all the likes, the shares, the follows, the subscribes, all the chats, the lurks. Y'all are amazing, and we had 2 raids today, so thank you so much for everyone across all platforms. I just want to say a special thank you to Steam, because we've got almost 50 viewers over there. I do appreciate you very much watching and learning about Dungeon Alchemist. Remember, if you do need any assistance after the stream, have any questions, feel free to drop into our Discord, which is kind of the main coagulation of our community. There's over 33,000 members there, and there's a lot of cool information, including tips and tricks, a GM chat where you can discuss your campaigns, stat blocks, ideas for storytelling mechanics, etc. Share feedback with each other. We have support and question forums where you can get support pretty much 24 hours a day from either myself, a dev, community members, that are passionate about DA. We have areas to share maps and images of maps, areas to share 3D models and check out various 3D models, and obviously different sections to show off upcoming stuff with DA, such as our official content section and our announcement section, which if you check out the announcement section in our Discord, we have a giveaway right now that is running for the next 12 days or so. One moment. That link. But the giveaway, you have a couple weeks to enter. You just need to be a member of our Discord to qualify. It is completely free to enter, and it's for a chance to win one of 3 custom Dungeon Alchemist themed dice sets and a dice tray that is Dungeon Alchemist maps. It's a 2-sided map tray. It's interesting, to say the least. So you can use it as a quick encounter map, or because it's got a little tavern or a forest, or you can, just snap it up and use it as a dice tray, as intended. And the winner gets a glow-in-the-dark dice set. This set here has glow-in-the-dark vials inside of it that are suspended in the dice. And then the runner-up winners will each get their own dice set. Very cool. Very excited to host this giveaway. It's been a long time coming. I really wanted to run it months ago, but there was just delays and things got in the way, and milestones were surpassed and not hit. And so we basically had to wait for a milestone that made sense. Over 9,000 maps on the Steam Workshop is an amazing milestone. What? 9,000? He's over 9,000. Anyway, that's, kind of what I was leaning into there. I had fun with it. And I'm a big Dragon Ball fan. I have been since I was a young lad, But the fact that we now have over 9,000 maps on the Steam Workshop that are free to anyone who owns a copy of Dungeon Alchemist is a huge, huge time saver and major benefit of owning Dungeon Alchemist. The fact that you can, search Strahd or Fandelver and find a quick map if you need, or maybe search for a fort or a jungle or anything and quickly find a map that'll suit your need, download it and either make some subtle adjustments or just use it for your map. A lot of people have done the groundwork and shared maps from very popular campaign modules or from their own homebrew. Remember to take a look at the workshop every few days or at least once a week. Sort it by recent. You'll see all sorts of cool new stuff that's being added by different members in our community constantly. Pair that with the fact that you can share your own maps, subscribe to maps, and also share 3D models or download them. You can expand your 3D model library and do all sorts of different things that you wouldn't be able to make normally with the stock assets available at this time. Anyway, thanks again for participating. Yep, exactly, Renata. You get it, Renata. You get it. What? 9,000? Anyway, thank you again for everyone. Damn fam, you are the best. We'll see you next time. I give a damn. Mac out. Bye.